this version of utilizing functions, we're going to see something new. In particular, we're going to see a function actually return a value that we can assign to a variable the moment we call that function. So let's say we have this example where we have a function getName and the controlling function main. From the main function, we would like to call getName and let getName do its job, which is collect the first name and last name, concatenate two strings, and then return the full name back to main by assigning it to a value or a variable, the value to a variable, once we call it. And then we can print the actual content of what was returned by getName. So what would we want to do with getName? So let me remove pass now. And we're going to ask for the user to input first name and last name. So let's do that. So first name equals input, enter first name. So now, unlike the previous program, we are tasking the inputs within the function getName. Okay, so last equals input, enter last name. Okay, so now once we have values for these two variables, we're going to concatenate them to full name equals first. We can concatenate a space in there if you want, plus last. Concatenating again means attaching strings to each other to make up one string. So now we have full name has first and a space and last. Okay? So whatever is in first will be, and whatever is in last will be part of this string with a space in between. Now here's the keyword here, return. So we're going to use the keyword return, which we haven't done before. This time, this function in particular returns a value called full name. And who is it going to return it to? It will return it to whoever calls getName. So maybe something like this. We could, just make it nice. First, I have an introduction to what this program is. This program will retrieve a full name from the user. And notice we're doing it right inside the controlling program, so we can now direct how we want this program to work. And what we're going to do is probably do something like this. We'll have a variable called name, and we're going to make it equal to getName. So this is the first time we've seen a variable being equal to a function call. Prior to that, we've done simply function calls without assigning anything to a variable. But in this case, what will happen is getName gets called. So this is still a function call. The only difference is this function here will return a value for full name or whatever is in full name and assign it to name, our local variable within main. So now we can actually print the full name is, we could do something like this, and name. Now we're not going to type full name here. Full name is only local to getName. What is local to us is name, right? So let's go ahead and run this program. And let me just run it from here. As you can see, it's asking me for the first name, Henry, and then last name, Ford. Okay, so now at this stage, first and last will be assigned Henry and Ford respectively. They will be concatenated, which is line 6. Then that value of the concatenated string will be returned from line 7 straight to line 12, where name now will have that value. And we should be able to print the full name is Henry Ford. So this is the basics of how a function returns a value back to from whatever you called it, and then typically have a variable of the same type of the value that you're returning to receive it. So this is the receiving end. This is the sending end. Okay, so I will see you again for the next lesson.